Okay, it's another Monday, moon day. It's currently moon hour, and once again, I'm starting shuffling because if I don't just get started, I won't start. So I'm just starting. But the moon's in Sag. It's a waxing crescent. Is that correct? Yes, it is a waxing crescent, right? Because gratitude. The new moon was last Wednesday, as well as the solar eclipse in Libra. Solitude and gratitude. We ending with tudes, because that's the attitude. Cool. So the moon in Sag is actually my natal moon. So I kind of want to say I feel comfortable here. I feel like I looked at the astrology weather for today, at least. I shouldn't say the week, but for today. And I was expecting to need to be more hopeful. And I guess there was a point where I was like, yeah, because I had a lot of things packed into my day. Kind of last minute. Like, I wasn't expecting to be this busy today, but everything worked out. So I have not no complaints, but there you go. I have gratitude. That's what I got. I got gratitude. And what I can say is that I love digging into the chart. It is something I love to do. Oh, shoot. Girl's on the way to actually calling herself something of an astrologer. Something of one. I'm getting. Let's take our time. Forget the labels. Let's take our time. I like looking at the chart though, and I like that it is a literal language. It's like a map to the soul. It really is. It's so cool, and I've been really coming into this like comfortable, I don't know, I guess feeling at home in the house of the 12th. Feeling at home in the 12th house, the house of, well, I don't know if you call it solitude. You can call it solitude. It's the house of the subconscious. There's a lot of things said about that house where, yeah, it's a house of isolation. So I guess you can call it solitude. But my sun shines here, so I'm somewhat at home, but home is very dark and big, warm but cold. It's a chasm, really, and it's hard to see things clearly, but home is home. Anyway, I attended a writing workshop today, and I want to share some of the things that came up because it's right on topic. So the workshop was titled Writing into Completion, and so the concept of completion was something we prompted our way through. And I did a free writing on the end, and literally it starts as the end of a cycle, the end of an era, the end of an identity, one that I've now learned limited me. I release. The end. It's near but no fear, because every end leads to a new beginning. 7 minutes, she said. Well, where do I go from here? It's the question I ask myself as I realize I've been asking myself the same, because what's next? I know where I want to go, into the subconscious, the realms of the deep, diving dark, and into the warm coldness of the abyss, the void. It's next. It's now. That's where I go, but how? I remember being told, or hearing really, Not to ask how, but to be open and to ask why. So why the subconscious? It not only intrigues me, it is me. My ego lives there. That's where I find myself. Truly, that's where I exist. In the subconscious. The irony. Because consciously is where the identity is identified, but not for me. I'm a cloud in front of the sun that is the sun, that's me. I shine light, but don't necessarily reflect it. That's why I need you. You exist in my conscious reality. You reflect me, so I can see clearly. But without you, I have to go back to the darkness to see me in truth. Truest form. All the experiences, lessons, and memories that make me up. The one you see, my way. I know that I am truly an anomaly. So this was free writing for 7 minutes straight. My hand really hurt. And towards the end, I was like, wait, what did I write? Because I was really, hand was hurting. But what I will say about practices like this, like free writing, which I see it akin to automatic writing, which automatic writing was, if not the first, one of the first ways that I started diving into my subconscious. So this is very fitting. Free writing. I enjoyed it. I really like it. And I enjoy things that allow me to turn off my consciousness and become aware of my subconscious. I really enjoy things like that. This prompt was really cool too. So yeah, this one I did not read over, so we gonna see if I understand everything that's written here. But I really like this, and I'm gonna say this in the video to hold myself accountable so that I can link the event page of these workshops, because I really enjoy them. And if there's anyone that's interested, it's held online. You can see for yourself and join if you like. So the prompt was, what does completion taste like, smell like, sound like, feel like, look like? So these are sensory ways to define completion. So completion tastes like, it is delicious. It is satisfactory. Like spending time in the kitchen, kneading away, flour covered, sweaty from your own body's heat, mixing with the oven. All of the ingredients mixed with all of the necessary actions to create that delicious filled pastry. The one just slightly both interesting and weird, but a new creation in and of itself. The first bite to the last, a shock and delight. That's funny. That's funny. What does completion smell like? Well, food most definitely. It's autumn now, and the warm smells of pumpkin spiced and curry dishes are fitting as we draw near to the end of the year. Completion. Sound like. It sounds like a symphony, a harmony, an amalgamation of beautiful frequencies coming together for one united goal. It's healing. What does it feel like? Both proud and cozy. An achievement. It feels like gold, but pure, so somewhat soft. It can be malleable, but as pure as it is, why touch it? Why interfere unless you know it can be something better? And lastly, look like. It looks like stallion hair blowing in the wind, like the beautiful colors of a tapestry, all complementing each other as they create the details of a storytelling fabric compilation. I got distracted. but it looks like a mix of effort and flow, like the divine hand's influence coming to meet human presence now. Some might say angelic, and that's where the harmonies entered. It looks like a gathering of people, old and new, friends, loved ones, and resonant beings sharing a meal at a long table, while huge and hearty laughs erupt. It's a feast in every way. It's the most beautiful sunset at the end of the day. What more is there to say? Enjoy it. Be in it. Remember all the ways your senses were engaged. I'm ready for what's next. That's me like filling in the time. You know what's funny? Reading this back, I'm like, I did not realize I rhymed that much. Like there were some moments where I was thinking, I'm like hearing the words come to me and I'm like, oh, put that there. Like say that feeling this way and that will roll off the tongue better. Like there are moments where I'm conscious to the rhyming, but there was some things that I was like, what is there to say? Something about engaged? Like, I didn't see that. I don't think I saw. So, again, subconscious writing, I love it. Now, this one. I don't know if I'm going to read you this whole thing, because this one is kind of long. Let's see how we doing. Okay, not bad on time. I said I would not make hour-long videos. Not anymore. The editing. The Virgo in me wants to edit, and the Gemini in me is like, move on to the next thing, and all the other parts of me is just like, finish something, please. So this topic is very fitting. And now this prompt was, you're writing a fairy tale, what's the ending? And I had 10 minutes to write this. I'm just gonna read what's on the page. And we're gonna be surprised together, because there's a point where I ran out of time, obviously, and then once we finished the workshop, I got back to it and tried to finish because I was like really into it. But sometimes I have to go with the flow again. So like if I force myself to get into it, you might be able to hear the difference, like where I was stopped and then had to start again. I'm trying to find it myself. I can't even. Yeah, I can barely find it myself. Let's see. This one feels hard as nothing clearly comes to mind. I'll see what I find. The golden horn of a unicorn pierces from inside of the dark and cloudy filled forest. It seems almost lost. And as you approach its enclave, it's wary of your presence, almost as if it can sense the wild ride you've been on. It slowly warms up to you. It's slowly warming up to you. You can sense it as its hairs of fur seem to come down to rest. It's no longer on edge. As you continue to approach it, a voice enters your consciousness. It says, "Stop." It's a deep and bassy voice with strength and authority. Though not threatening, you can tell you better listen. Confused, you look around as the voice continues. "State your name and purpose," it says. Now utterly frazzled, your eyes dart through the forest perimeter, but you can see nothing past 2 trees in all along the edge. But you can see nothing past 2 trees in all along the edge. Commas are important. The voice continues. "It is I who is before you. Answer my previous inquiry." You are now settling your gaze onto the unicorn, standing firmly, fully visible in front of the forest where you were heading. Unsure, you respond in your mind intentionally, though stuttering in your thoughts. How are you doing that? The unicorn cuts you off and continues more sternly asking, "Who are you, and what is your business in this forest?" Shocked by the now demanding demeanor, you quickly think replying, "I'm the one left standing. Only I remain after the battle that befell the castle. I'm responsible for the destruction you see around me. You continue as images of the battle fill your mind, the unicorn also able to see them. I apologize for any and all disturbances this has caused you and the forest. You regretfully offer, as you begin to gather, this unicorn must be the forest's protector. Suddenly the dark fog in the forest seems to gradually clear as the unicorn joyfully begins. I thought that was you, but I needed to be sure. I am the protector of these lands, but most importantly, the forest. I needed to verify if you were one of the invaders. What? Yep. Got it. I needed to verify if you were one of the invaders or one that fought for our lands. Now that I know, I can remove the veil of protection I enchanted the forest with. At that moment, you notice the forest is completely clear of darkness. As all the inhabitants begin pouring out towards you, it's a massive roar of noises. Your relief quickly shifts into concern until you hear cheering. The animals are celebrating, the demis are morphing as they near you. They pick you up and begin to carry you into the forest as a wave of joy-filled beings. The forest was saved and you are the hero. You did it. I'm trying to remember where. I feel like the stuttering is where I stopped. Yeah, who are you and what is your business in this forest? I think that's where I cut it off. I don't know if you could tell, but I could tell because I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this last one because I really liked this last exercise as it challenged me the most. From the beginning, you might be able to tell I was very confused on how to start it. I didn't even know what the story was going to be about. I just started seeing this in my head, and after fighting myself about like, okay, but what's the unicorn doing and why is there a darkness in the forest, and asking all these questions in my head, I'm gonna take that as a sign. I'm gonna wrap up real quick, but after seeing all of that going on in my mind, I just gave in and started writing it down. And as I was writing it down, it's like the story was progressing. So, what I'm saying about the subconscious, I find really interesting. I guess if you have planets in the 12th house and you relate, let me know. But I find the more that I'm reading charts, that I'm almost always fixated on the 12th house, regardless of planets or not, signs or not. I just am so curious about it. And so one of the things that I recognize is that you don't have to consciously know what's going on for there to be a story playing out. And with my understanding, my newfound understanding and growing understanding of my 12th house and the 12th house in general, and my practice recollecting my own dreams, I've learned that dreams and visions, I don't think they are mutually exclusive. But I do think there's a difference of where they come from. So like sometimes your dreams are... Okay, something I realized is sometimes my dreams are happening in the same place. So like a dream I had 3 months ago was in a certain place with a certain tint, a certain look. And a dream I had last night was in the same place. I'm making that up. But like it's something like that. I don't remember the actual dates and times and blah, blah, blah. But seeing a place that I have dreamt about from a different angle had me starting to ask myself, if this place is a place that exists within my subconscious. So like, is this a place in my inner world that I can go back to more than once and recognize? Because what I'm realizing, Cancer Sun, what I'm realizing is that there's a lot of memories, nostalgia, attached to the dreams, or like what make up the dreams. So like a lot of my dreams are based off of memories, whether they're old, really, really old, or I saw it yesterday, you know, something that's like living in my mind, subconscious, right? And the fact that some of these things are like, what do they call it? Like fixed items in this world. It's like, oh, you mean to tell me I can go back to this place and have a different dream there? So, am I really to believe that I am unconscious when I'm dreaming? Again, 12 house placements. 12 house placements. If you relate, please let me know. But what I'm getting a sense of, or what I'm probably remembering, because a lot of what's happening to me is like deconditioning results, like the results of me deconditioning. And I'm coming back to memories and remembering myself as I was. So I might have always thought this. I just can't really say that right now. I can't quite remember. But there are things that I've been doing and I've been thinking and I've, you know, been experiencing that I was like, oh yeah, this used to happen. Oh yeah, this feels more authentic to me. This feels more correct to me in my experiences in my life and the way that I am. So what I'm saying is that sometimes the dreams feel like that's my consciousness. And right now, I'm living in the subconscious. So this reality can feel like this is the dream. Now I'm going to stop there because that's a little bit of a lot. But I know there are a lot of writers, there are a lot of artists, there are a lot of philosophers who have touched on this subject in different ways. But like, you know, same kind of concept. And I like dabbling with it because it feels and seems to be true. So, did I say what date it was? I don't think I did. That's something I wanted to practice doing. It is Monday. It's October 7th. That part I didn't say. I did say it was the week after the new moon and solar eclipse, but it's still Libra season. The scales are being balanced. Yeah. All that good stuff. But I'll come back next time with a new topic to discuss. Maybe not a new topic, maybe building on this topic. Who knows? I don't know, but I would say keep dreaming, but more so like pay attention to your dreams. What are they saying? And can you connect what's happening in your dreams to what's happening in your waking life? Like, do you see some of the aspects that have played out in your reality, in your waking life, in your dreams? Can you connect them? I've been able to do that. I almost forgot. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but maybe it's not time to talk about it yet. But identity. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about that. Because one of the things that the South Node in Libra has been allowing us to release is the parts of our identity that no longer serve us. That probably isn't really us. It's probably the distortion of us. Who knows? I'm not sure. But North Node in Aries with a full moon in the sign coming up ought to be quite interesting. Okay, bye.